V12?
V8, V10, V12.
You can make that. I mean, it's just turned on. Hi guys, and welcome back to Archie Hamilton Racing and to another video where we're gonna have fun today. You join me where I'm in my A45. I've headed out of London to see a certain somebody and a very cool car along the way. I know a lot of you guys are fans of electric cars and it's all becoming more of a thing these days. And a friend of mine is driving a Tesla Model 3 Performance, but this is a car with a big twist. This has got some very cool modifications on it. The moment he said that he had this car, I was like, I need to share that with my audience because it's not just any Tesla, it's one which looks amazing and sounds amazing. Yes, it actually has sound to it. It's very, very different. The guy that I'm meeting up with is a guy called Tom Onslow Cole. He is a racing driver. So we've known each other for years over with racing. We used to instruct together at racing circuit. RS7. There you go. Did not expect that. That's baller, that. Where the hell has that just suddenly just turned up? Quickly show you, I wanted to get out and have a look at it because this RS7 is flipping so baller. Look at that. I like that. I really like that, but I know that that costs a hell of a lot of money, that is for sure, but really cool to see that in person. Love the privacy glass on the back, and I also like the back of these cars, how they look. I think they look absolutely awesome. So there you go, very, very unexpected find where I am today, but really cool to see. Anyway, we need to head back in the A45 and go and find the car. Right, I've now arrived at my destination and we are here with the modified Tesla. So we're going to get things underway. It is very cool to see and you're going to see all of this. It's very different to what I filmed before. First of all, I'm going to bring him in. Hey. This is Tom Onslow Cole. Hello. This is, you're a Milltek ambassador?
Yeah, absolutely. So, race driver by trade.
You are a better race driver.
Their latest creations. They have a whole range of really cool fleet cars.
And you're daily driving this?
And this, I've been living with it for 3 weeks now.
Okay. So this is what you've been living with, which is very different to what people are probably used to seeing.
Absolutely. So this is the Model 3 Performance.
Yeah.
But modified.
I've never seen one modified.
And this is what's super cool about it. I have been, when I take it out, I have been stopped at the traffic lights, like any opportunity, even coming here when I had the car washed. I spent an extra 20 minutes there because there were 4 people
really
talking about it. The wheels, first of all, are what draw me in. On 21-inch Vossen wheels, which I think really set off the car. But not only that, it's lowered, it's on KW track day suspension, which I've track tested as well. We took this to Silverstone.
You've taken this on a track?
It's been round track. Really cool car. We've got a carbon body kit on it as well, so adding accents to the sills. So you can see front and rear. So you've got carbon all down the side there. That's it, and then the rear lip on the boot as well, which looks really cool. Rear lip on the boot, yeah, that is very cool as well. With the bumper, and then the apron on the front splitter. That is mad that it's got a full carbon. It looks really, really cool, and I think the wrap. And it's been wrapped. The guys at Nero actually wrapped this. When anyone sees it, they're surprised it's a wrap. It's a really good job. In terms of what it's got on it, it is pretty mental. Like, the look of it is nuts. Looks fast, doesn't it? It looks real. Cool. What was it like on a track? Really quick, controlled. There's so much electronic wizardry. You just can't drive it badly. We did a really good lap time. Really? But it was so in control and within itself. But it was a lot of fun on track. It's not as heavy as you think. It was really nimble. Honestly, that is. I think the biggest head turner though, in terms of modifications, is the active sound. This is something which we do want to talk to you about because this has noise to it, right? Wrong, but right. Wrong, but right. It shouldn't have noise to it, but the guys at Milltek Sport, they've done some stuff to it. So they do a range for all normal, combustion engines. Anyone that's into tuning, modifying of their cars will have heard of them. Yeah. With EVs being thrust upon us, they have a Milltek Innovation brand, and they have come up with an active sound system to give this EV a proper exhaust note and sound, and it's impressive. Okay, so it actually has noise. They've actually put noise to it, so if there's anyone out there that's basically like, well, Tesla's boring, they've got no noise, this actually has noise. So it's app controlled. You can choose you can choose between lots of different sound files, and Milltek are releasing more and more sound files. So at the moment we have choices with like a
V12,
V8, V10, V12.
You can make that.
So
I mean, it's just turned on.
Take a walk around the back.
I mean, it's actually just turned on.
And it's all linked into the throttle, so it drives and sounds as you would expect it to when you drive.
That is.
I can give it a little rev from the app here.
Oh my god!
But it really sounds good. Like you can feel it in the floor. It's a
I was gonna say. It's got noise. All right, can we change it, or is it?
We can change. Let's go over. There we go.
What's that change? Oh.
See what other. Let's try this one.
We have other modes. Even
9 was one of my file 9. Oh, here we go. But you have to drive it. This is the thing.
Okay,
yeah. So you have an app where you can control it. You can change different sound files. There's more files coming all the time. So they're also looking at some electronic noises as well. So think like Star Wars.
You can make that Star Wars?
Not yet, but it's coming. Files coming all the time. So yeah, there'll be some artificial sounds because we don't know what EV should sound like yet.
No, I mean we don't have a clue.
Like engine noises, but who knows how they should sound.
But even now, that on idle, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool, and this is part of the head turning effect of this car. I think it really people don't expect to hear that. So when you pull up and they see, oh, it's a Tesla, and then it takes a second, they're like,
we're still having a little go on this.
It's just still playing. We're just picking our sound.
Mate, that's actually really cool.
You can then customize, like that I think is the tick over there, how fast you want that to be. And there's other features. You can also pick an overrun as well,
yeah.
So whether you want it to crackle on the overrun when you lift and things like that. So you can actually then customize some settings and create profiles and save them as well. Cheat within the Tesla system, so if you go to driving and down on, if you shut your door, and then we can toggle the slip start. He says, this never works when you try to film it, does it? Do something else, like put your foot on the brake.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we're in.
So you can change to a different profile.
Okay, so it's got one. So the slip start.
Or you can turn it off. So you just use that, toggle that button to toggle through your profiles within the Milltek app. So now we're back into boring, quiet EV.
So then, do you drive it around on this or not?
I do a bit of both. So
I would just probably just. So
when it's like this, it's quite nice sometimes, but I have to say with EV, like our roads almost aren't ready for EVs, they're too loud. So when you're driving along, you get a lot of road noise in the car. Yeah. So sometimes one of the profiles is quite quiet. It's just nice to have, like an engine burbling away rather than just tyre and wind noise.
People probably actually wonder that. They're probably thinking,
it feels more natural to have that, but then when you do want to have a little fun with it on some of the country roads, then yeah, it's great to turn it on, because I think people kind of complain with the EVs, yes, the performance is there on paper, but it's not emotive, there's no feeling to it.
But this is the future.
I think this is what the sound does to it, is it gives it some feeling and some heart, and that's, yeah, well, you'll find out for yourself.
We're actually going to go for a drive as well. Quick one, before we get going, how much is the exhaust, do you know?
This system on here, it's around the £1,200 mark, I think.
Not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, with the controller system and all.
And the wheels are quite expensive.
Exactly, the wheels are expensive add-on.
The wheels are probably like £5 grand.
I think they're just slightly under, but yeah, they're at that point. They've spent a good amount on the car.
But it looks amazing. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go for a drive, and I want to witness the noise as I drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, that does not make any sense, but we're going to do it. We actually just had a lot of people come up to us because they actually like the look of it. So we've just spent half an hour chatting to people, but we've got the noise on. Can you turn it up?
I think you got to go faster, man.
Oh, there we go. And then it starts to come. It's a very subtle noise. I've been eating your mints, by the way.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very subtle noise. And you're right, it gives it character.
Yeah, I just feel like we're in a normal like sports car now, and like I can turn it up and we can make it.
Turn it up, turn it up. Here we go. Mate, it's a nice noise.
So now we're up louder. So it adds something to it, I think, when you're driving.
And there'll probably be people that'll be like, that is horrendous, what are you doing? But it actually, right now, I don't really feel that I'm in a Tesla.
No.
Because it's a subtle noise.
This is, let me turn it off, because this is what I really like about it, is when you turn it off now and you're just driving along, there's quite a lot of road noise and you start to hear the bumps, and on the motorway especially there's then wind noise off the mirrors and things like that. So it's nice just to have that comforting engine noise that you're kind of used to. It almost makes the transition easier into an electric vehicle. Feels more like home.
Okay, these cars are like 50 grand.
Yeah.
£50,000 for a Tesla Model 3 roughly.
Yeah.
With the kit on it, with everything, it's going to be like 60.
With all of the mods, it's probably, it's in that range,
Around about 60.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of car for the money.
It's a good...
Oh, you turn these ones back on.
We're back on, yeah. I missed it, sorry.
I mean, you can mess with people's heads all day long with that.
Listen to it now.
I mean, I might as well
ready to go.
I mean, it's just... I feel like I'm in a race car.
It's quick as well, isn't it? Feels quicker from the passenger side, I can tell you.
Racing drivers hate being driven.
God.
So
anyway, we should go back now.
We've had enough of the driving. Yeah. Okay, so 60 grand. It's a lot of car for the money. With the wheels on it, do they offer that to people?
You can buy the wheels. Everything. So on the Milltek Sport website, they've done a sort of breakdown of what this car is and all about, because they unveiled it at the Autosport International show earlier in the year. So yeah, there's an article on their website that breaks down what's on the actual car. So you can go away and recreate it quite easily. You can, or customize it yourself. And this is what Milltek want to encourage. Yeah, is the freedom of modification doesn't have to stop when we go to EVs. Like, you can still change suspension, wheels, wraps, the exhaust, or the active sound. And the active sound, I think, is probably going to be pretty endless by the time they build full sound libraries. We could be clip-clopping like a horse.
Literally could. You could make any noises. Yeah. And the speaker's just based underneath the car. Yeah. And what's going on in here? Is it coming out of these speakers?
No, not at all. So that's everything you're hearing is just from the speaker at the back of the car. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I guess just that's where the exhaust note would normally come from. So the sound is right. So it's coming coming from where it normally would.
It's just.
Have you tried the single pedal driving as well? So
no.
With the Tesla, you don't have to brake unless you think we have to brake. Then you don't definitely brake. Yeah. You don't. Yeah, you can use the regen to slow down. So
you just don't. I'll get to the junction. I don't brake.
Exactly, but just lift early. And if it beeps a lot and goes red brake, I think I read somewhere that they reckon the brakes will last on these for like 100,000 miles or something crazy, because you rarely actually use them. And I thought it was a really strange thing, and then I just drove it and I just got used to it. Like, it's very natural to just lift and coast to a stop.
Just not use the brakes.
Yeah,
it's just very normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get back in my A45, get to a junction and not stop.
That's the danger. I like it.
I am very happy. I'm driving this thinking like I could happily own one of these. Yeah. And not just because of the noise, but just because of the all-round experience of it. We'll talk a little about you, because you are obviously in this video, if people haven't worked that out. You're racing.
Yes.
Tom is a professional racer.
And how we know each other.
And that's how we know each other. Yeah. I have given a little intro to that. But you was a touring car driver, raced in British touring cars with many successes, race winner.
Yep. So 7 years of British touring cars, which was fantastic. And then moved up into GT racing, so racing GT3 cars, mainly a Mercedes at the moment, so the AMG GT. We're taking on International GT Open, which is a European series this year, which is 7 rounds. Yeah. And then also what was Blancpain is now called
the World
Challenge World Europe Endurance Racing.
I don't think they'll mind if you get it wrong. Cars. I mean, it sounds pretty...
Another GT championship in Europe, but the main one. The main one.
The factory sort of main one.
So it's really cool. We finished one GT Open last year in Pro-Am, so we're going back to defend our title, and we finished second in what was the Blancpain Championship last year. So there's a lot to do this year. We need two championship wins to try and further ourselves from last year. So it's exciting.
Keep driving the Tesla, mate. Exactly. Jump in a race car, get home, and jump in the EV Tesla. Tesla.
Well, maybe offsetting a little bad from the weekend, you know.
Does this get a lot of attention when you're out? Like, does people look at it when you're out and about?
I've never been so popular in my life.
Really?
Anywhere you take this, I seem to attract.
Or like, do people even in traffic lights? Do people just stare?
Yeah, they wind down the window and ask about it, so you end up having a little chat there. If you pull into a petrol station just for a snack, unfortunately, now you don't need fuel, so only go to them to fill up on food. But you pull it into there, and people they surround the car and start talking about it. I think it's, you know, it looks sporty and fast. It looks cool. It does attract attention.
Look amazing.
I can still hit the recommended numbers within the energy screen within the dash, and
I think that's what people want to know.
Yeah, so I think, to be honest, from my experience of it, there's more difference in the temperature fluctuations. So when it's really cold, the car uses energy to keep the battery warm at like an operating temperature, and that hurts the most for the range. So I think there's quite a big fluctuation. When it's really hot, it has to keep it cool. When it's really cold, it has to warm it up a little bit.
Okay, we've just jumped out of the Tesla, parked it up, turned it off. So there's no noise coming out of it now, but honestly, that was really cool, just to get a feeling for, a modified Tesla. And we're just looking at pictures of this on Tom's phone as well, and it does look epic. And it's this sort of angle where you can actually see what the mods have done, and the body kit, and the, I don't think I've shown you this, but the carbon front splitter on the front. So there is there's a lot to it, but it is very, very cool. And the guys at Milltek have smashed that, to be honest, because the Vossens work well with it all. And then I know the sound part will be a little bit Marmite, but for me, just gives it a little bit more character. But I kind of want a Tesla now.
I'm the same. I don't really want to give it back.
Mate, you're going to have to give it back. But I mean, it's just really fun. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, just a speaker in the back has changed quite a lot.